The house is quiet now. The notifications stopped. The conversations faded, and somehow, out of millions of videos, you found this one tonight. Not by accident, not randomly. My child, before you sleep, listen carefully. Because you have spent too long believing you were invisible, too long shrinking yourself so other people could feel comfortable, too long questioning your worth, because people failed to recognize the light inside you. But heaven never overlooked you. Not once. I saw every silent battle, every moment you smiled while your heart was breaking underneath, every exhausted night when you stared at the ceiling, wondering if your life would ever change. Every car ride where you drove in silence because you were too emotionally tired to even play music. Every prayer you whispered through tears. Every disappointment you tried to hide. I saw all of it, and I need you to hear me tonight. You were chosen for something special, long before you knew your own name. Even now, while you feel tired, confused, emotionally drained, there is still something sacred resting on your life. Something bigger than your pain, bigger than your rejection, bigger than the people who underestimated you. You keep thinking your story is falling apart, but what if it's actually coming together? What if this season that almost broke you is the very season that prepared you? Because the truth is, the enemy attacks people who carry something valuable, and you have spent years wondering why life felt heavier for you, why people misunderstood you, why you felt different, why you carried emotions so deeply, why you could walk into a crowded room and still feel completely alone. It's because your soul was never ordinary. You were born carrying sensitivity that others called weakness, but heaven called discernment. You were born carrying compassion that others took advantage of, but heaven calls it purpose. You were born carrying dreams bigger than your environment, and that frightened people who settled for less. So they dismissed you, ignored you, made you question yourself, and slowly you started apologizing for the very things that made you special. You stopped speaking up, stopped dreaming out loud, stopped believing you mattered. You learned how to survive instead of live, and nobody noticed how exhausted you became from carrying invisible pain. Nobody saw how hard you fought just to get through ordinary days. The nights you cried quietly so nobody would hear. The mornings you forced yourself out of bed while your heart felt heavy. The way anxiety wrapped around your thoughts when everyone else thought you were fine. You became the strong one, the dependable one, the listener, the helper. But deep inside, you were hoping someone would finally ask, "Are you okay?" And sometimes you didn't even know how to answer that question yourself, because the loneliness wasn't loud. It was silent. It was pretending. It was functioning while emotionally falling apart. It was laughing with people while secretly feeling forgotten. It was answering, "I'm good," when you were actually fighting to keep going. My child, I never called you weak for that. I called you weary. There's a difference, and weary souls need rest, not shame. You have blamed yourself for struggles that were never your fault. You thought being overlooked meant you lacked value, but diamonds are buried deep before they are discovered. Seeds disappear underground before they become forests. And sometimes the people with the greatest calling walk through the longest seasons of invisibility, not because they are abandoned, but because they are being prepared. I know you wanted recognition. You wanted somebody to finally see your heart, to appreciate your loyalty, to notice how much you sacrifice for others. You kept giving love, hoping someone would return it the same way. But many people enjoyed your light without ever understanding your worth. And that hurt you more than you admit, because one of your deepest wounds is feeling replaceable, feeling forgettable, feeling like no matter how much you care, people still leave, still disappoint you, still choose someone else. And eventually, you started wondering if maybe you just weren't enough. But listen to me carefully tonight. Their inability to recognize your value never changed your value. Not for 1 second. You were never ordinary. You were never unwanted. You were never a mistake. You were chosen to survive battles that would have crushed other people. Chosen to carry light in dark places. Chosen because your heart still stayed soft after everything you survived. Do you understand how rare that is? Some people become cruel after pain, but somehow, even after betrayal, even after disappointment, even after nights where you felt completely alone, you still care deeply. You still love deeply. You still hope. And heaven sees that. You thought your tears were weakness, but many nights those tears were prayers words could never express. I collected every single one, every silent cry, every exhausted whisper, every moment you almost gave up, but didn't. You have no idea how many times you survived things that were meant to destroy you. There were moments darkness whispered, quit, disappear, nobody cares, nothing will change. But something inside you kept fighting, even when you were tired, even when faith felt weak, even when you felt emotionally numb, that quiet survival instinct. That was me holding on to you when you didn't have strength to hold on to yourself. And I know you're tired now, tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of wondering when your breakthrough will finally come. You see other people moving forward while you feel stuck in the same emotional cycle. You wonder if your life will ever feel peaceful, if love will ever feel safe, if your heart will ever stop carrying this heaviness. And lately, you've been smiling less, dreaming less, believing less, because disappointment has exhausted your spirit. But this is not the end of story. This is the turning point. Something is shifting inside you already. You can feel it. That strange feeling that maybe you were meant for more than survival. Maybe your life isn't random. Maybe your pain wasn't wasted. Maybe all those lonely nights were shaping someone stronger, wiser, softer, deeper. You think you were buried, but you were planted. There's a difference, and planted things rise again. My child, You are entering a season where your soul will breathe again, not pretend, actually breathe. The heaviness will not stay forever. The anxiety will not define you forever. The rejection will not follow you forever. There is healing coming to places inside you that nobody else even knows are wounded. I am restoring the parts of you that life wore down, the confidence you lost, the peace you lost, the excitement you lost, the version of you that used to believe beautiful things were possible. I'm bringing that person back, slowly, tenderly, gently, because you don't need more pressure. You need restoration. You have spent so much of your life in survival mode that peace started feeling unfamiliar. You became so used to disappointment that hope started feeling dangerous. You stopped expecting good things because you didn't want your heart broken again. But hear me. Your future is not doomed to repeat your past. The chapter ahead of you will not look like the chapter behind you. The people who hurt you were not proof that love doesn't exist. The doors that closed were not proof that your life is cursed. Some endings protected you. Some delays protected you. Some heartbreaks redirected you. Even the things that made you cry in the dark, I can still use for your good. Especially those things, because your story carries power now. You understand pain in a way shallow people never will. You notice lonely people in rooms because you know what loneliness feels like. You comfort others because you understand silent suffering. And one day, the very wounds you hated will become places where healing flows through you to others. Nothing was wasted. Not the betrayal, not the waiting, not the grief, not the nights you questioned your worth. I was building depth inside you, and depth cannot be created in comfort. That's why your soul feels older sometimes. Why certain songs hit you so deeply. Why sunsets make you emotional. Why little acts of kindness almost make you cry. Your heart carries depth because it survived storms and still stayed. Tender, that tenderness is sacred. Do not let this world convince you to harden your heart. You were not created to become cold. You were created to bring warmth into cold places. And yes, sometimes that assignment exhausted you because you kept pouring from an empty soul. You kept trying to save people while secretly drowning yourself. You kept being available for everybody while silently collapsing inside. But now, I am teaching you something important. You are allowed to heal too. You are allowed to rest. You are allowed to stop carrying people who only drain you. You are allowed to protect your peace. You are allowed to believe you deserve good things too. Not someday, now. Because your life matters too. Your heart matters too. Your dreams matter too. And I know you secretly fear that it's too late. Too late to become who you were meant to be. Too late to heal. Too late to start over. Too late to be truly loved. But I need you to let that lie go tonight. As long as you are breathing, your story is still unfolding. There are people you haven't met yet who will thank God you survived. There are rooms your gifts will enter. There are opportunities your name is attached to already. There are moments of peace coming that will make these painful nights feel distant. One day you will sit quietly, not with sadness, but with gratitude. And you will realize, I made it, not because life became perfect, but because your soul finally stopped believing it was worthless. That is the breakthrough coming, not just external blessings, internal freedom. Freedom from self-hatred, freedom from constantly comparing yourself, freedom from begging for validation from people who never saw your value. You won't need to chase recognition forever, because eventually, when a soul truly understands its worth, it stops shrinking to fit inside small spaces, and you have spent too much time making yourself smaller for people who lacked the capacity to appreciate you. No more. You were never created to disappear. You were created to shine. Quietly maybe, humbly maybe, but undeniably. There is a light inside you that suffering could not extinguish. And that light is about to guide you into a new season, a softer season, a healthier season, a season where peace no longer feels temporary, a season where you stop surviving and finally begin living again. I know you can't fully see it yet, but your life is changing even now. The heaviness is lifting little by little. The numbness is breaking little by little. Hope is returning little by little. And sometimes healing happens quietly before it happens visibly. Just because the transformation is slow doesn't mean it isn't real. You are becoming someone stronger than fear, someone wiser than pain, someone gentler than bitterness. And heaven is proud of the person you are becoming. Not the perfect version, the real version, the tired version that still keeps going, the emotional version that still keeps loving, the anxious version that still keeps hoping. That person is deeply loved, deeply seen, deeply chosen, my child. Stop calling yourself forgotten. You have been carried this whole time, even through nights where you felt abandoned, even through seasons where prayers felt unanswered, even through moments where you doubted your purpose. I was there, in the silence, in the tears, in the waiting, especially there. And one day you will understand why you had to walk through certain valleys, because the strength growing inside you now could not have been created any other way. You are becoming unshakable, not loud, not arrogant, but deeply rooted, and rooted souls survive storms. So tonight, before you fall asleep, stop replaying every mistake. Stop punishing yourself for not being perfect. Stop measuring your worth by who stayed and who left. People leave for many reasons, but their departure never canceled your destiny. You are still chosen, still loved, still valuable, still becoming. And I know your heart is tired. I know some nights the sadness arrives without warning. I know there are moments you miss old versions of yourself, moments you wonder if anyone truly understands how hard you've fought just to stay emotionally alive. But I understand completely. You never had to pretend with me. Not once. I saw the panic attacks nobody knew about, the nights you cried into pillows so nobody would hear, the fear of failing, the fear of being unwanted, The fear that maybe your best days already passed. But your best days are not behind you. They are waiting for you. And when they arrive, they will feel even sweeter because of everything you survived to reach them. One day, your nervous system will finally relax. One day, your heart will no longer expect abandonment everywhere. One day, peace will stop feeling temporary. One day, you will wake up excited about life again. Not pretending, real excitement, real peace, real joy. And when that season comes, you will realize I was guiding you even during the darkest nights, especially during those nights. So breathe slowly now. The pressure is not yours to carry alone anymore. You do not need to have every answer tonight. You do not need to fix your entire life before morning. Rest, just rest. Let your soul unclench. Let your heart soften again. You survived another difficult day, and heaven is still holding you. You are not behind. You are not ruined. You are not forgotten. You are chosen for something special, something beautiful, something bigger than this current pain. And even now, while the room is quiet, while your eyes grow heavy, while the world slows down around you, peace is finding you, healing is finding you, hope is finding you. And I pray tonight that sleep wraps around your exhausted mind gently, that anxiety loosens its grip, that your breathing slows, that your heart feels safe again. I pray the loneliness begins to break. I pray your soul remembers its value. I pray you stop calling yourself unworthy, because heaven has never spoken about you that way. You are deeply loved, deeply protected, deeply important, and your story is far from over. So sleep tonight knowing this. You are not fighting alone. You never were. And the same God who carried you through every dark night before this one will carry you into the beautiful future waiting ahead. Rest now, my child. I'm still here. I'm not leaving. And your blessing is closer than you think.